I'm Norbraten. I'm from Prince George, BC. We are at my house here on the Sunshine Coast, packing up, getting ready to head out for a month on the road. Going from here up to northern BC. We're gonna follow the Fraser River up and hit a few spots. Stop in Williams Lake to meet up with James Doerfling, and then on to my hometown of Prince George, and then even deeper north to the Sibola range, where we're gonna explore the mountains up there and see what we can find to build and ride. Our journey is officially beginning. Head north and meet up with James.
I'm James Doerfling from Williams Lake, BC. Just packing up here, gonna head to the Fraser River to meet up with Norbraten, ride some lines, and then we're gonna slowly make our way up to the Sibola range up north and meet up with Tom van Steenbergen.
Hey, come.
Stay here. If we can find some big mountain stuff up in Sibola, that's like totally different, like so all over that.
I'm Tom van Steenbergen. I'm from Kelowna, BC. I'm meeting up with Norbs and Doerfling after I go to this contest in Colorado. The Sibola zone looks really cool. It's in the middle of nowhere. It basically just looks like red dirt and like perfect chutes. Hopefully it's as good as the pictures make it seem.
Holy shit, that's so sick.
The contest in Colorado pretty much decides if I can compete in Rebel Joyride, so I can't really miss that. After that, I'll be stoked to shoot and ride some big bikes.
It's good to have James come in with a fresh set of eyes. He'll definitely see stuff that I didn't see or would have thought possible, and it's likewise, it's just good to be able to bounce ideas back and forth.
Every time I come into a new zone, especially the Fraser, it's like mind-blowing. It's just overwhelming, and everything you see you just want to go check out right away, but it's going to take some time to look at it all and kind of get our heads in the right place and check it all out.
Forecast is like high chance of precipitation. The moisture wouldn't be bad for the dirt, and I think for our bodies too. I should have been using chapstick from the get-go. Now my lips are paying the price, I can't even laugh. Guys, oh, it stings! Oh, my lips. I need to get back to the truck. Oh yeah.
Heading into the unknown, like, it's the funnest part of this style of film trip. The adventure is like the biggest part of it for me anyways. Riding's the bonus. Back in April, just had a nasty crash back home. Landed out on my arm and snapped it, and so this is the first trip back.
Right now, at the start of the trip, we're all, fresh energy. And by the end of this, we're just gonna be tattered and worked.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Back to the cactus! Ah. I think I'm gonna put boots on now.
I've always kind of worked my way up to finding the bigger stuff, and that's all I'm looking for now. I just want to ride the big, steep, natural big mountain stuff that's unique and kind of different from what everyone else is doing. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. It's surfing on a bike. It's like as close as you can get on a bike to skiing, I guess. I've said it 100 times, but it's so true.
A trip like this is what I dream of doing. It's what I love to do. It's get out with the bike and the tools and hit up zones that there's potential in. Just building stuff that I know is gonna scare me, and building lines that, are all gonna showcase the type of riding that we do.
Stoked that one's done. Woohoo!
Thirsty, James?
First scout on the Fraser went good. Going up and down, we found a pretty rad shoe line. It's like awesome for James. It's got like crazy, massive super fun run out, and like the top you can get pretty creative with. It's good to have something on the list that we know. I've got a line that's there, and got to sniff around, see what else is out there, you know?
Yeah, we put some solid time in digging, and I'm really stoked to see how my arm feels and actually get on the bike and get after it.
Early morning hike. Figure probably an hour up and then 45, 50 seconds down, maybe.
Might as well throw some deodorant on first thing in the morning. Stoked we're out here doing this, but it's always a little tough to get up and you know you gotta send it pretty hard. Take a back flip for breakfast.
Just gotta lean back and surf it out of this stuff, so I think I should be good.
I'm gonna let her buck, I guess.
Stoked. Good first line of the trip. Arms feeling good. Ready for another one. As soon as we came around that corner, I just seen that big snake shoot right above the ranch here. It'll be a bit of a hike for sure, but definitely worth it.
It's gonna be like this, I'm pretty sure, like most of the way up there, so I'll be able to control my speed somewhat. It'll definitely be one of the longer lines I've ever ridden.
Whew, I'm nervous for this one. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit! Fuck! How was that, man?
Fucking shaking, man. I was on the verge of like losing it the whole way down.
Yeah, man.
Holy
that's
shit,
insane.
dude. That is probably one of the gnarlier runs I've ever done.
When we first rolled in to Norb's zone, the immediate thing I saw was right across the river, something we couldn't get at. There's a will, there's a way, we're gonna find a way to get over to that stuff. If there's a road, we'll get there. It's crazy because it's just right there, but it's so close, but so far away.
Because you must
get her off the ferry, and I bet you go in behind all that shit and then back down that valley.
Totally.
If we wanted to do this way, that's like gearing up for a whole nother mission. I think camping over there and just basically setting up a whole nother shoot, I think, so I have to leave that for another time.
We're heading up to Williams Lake, to James's hometown. So we're gonna roll up there, and he's got a few zones that we're gonna get into, and it'll be new stuff for me, which I'm really excited for.
If I wouldn't have moved up here with my mom, like, I probably would have never even touched a mountain bike, I bet. It's definitely harder living up here, and it probably rubs off on you. Eventually worked my way into biking and was kind of a shop rat for a while, and finally got a job just for working for free clothes, and then it eventually turned into a paycheck, so. Shreddy's just a guy that loves biking. He'll do anything for anyone that just wants to have fun and get shit done in the biking community.
Welcome to Williams Lake. I started Red Shreds legitimately in spring of 1988. My most memorable James moment is like we went out to Farwell at about 10, and he was just on this little Gary Fisher Kai-Tai hardtail we built up for him, and he's ripping along, and then we kind of get to this transition zone, and I'm riding down a steep bit, and all of a sudden I hear this free hub over my head, and he's like gapping over me, hitting this impossible tranny and stomping it, and it's like, holy shit, this little Grom's got skills, and then he's a local hero for sure.
I think I was skidding down a lot of those sandhills on a hardtail Gary Fisher Tasahara with V-brakes. I mean, that's where it all started, and I've been riding out there since I was 15, so I just kind of know it, and that's what I love to do, and I'm still doing it.
I think that's the cool thing for me riding with these amazing athletes is things that you'd never, ever see as a rideable feature. They make, they don't even think about it. They just, ride down it or huck off of it and slay it. It's super sweet. So it's inspiring for the rest of us, and then it becomes the new norm. We have 155 legal trails in town. So, that's huge for a small town. Get out on the trails and get loose and ride something different almost every day.
There's tons of trails. I mean, there's hundreds here. It's crazy. I don't even get to ride half of them. Don't even know the names of most of them, but it's a good scene. There's a lot of trails.
We're trying to get into this old zone, but the main way to get in there is blocked off by a bunch of concrete barricades, so we're gonna try and find an alternate route in there. Pretty good feeling about this one.
Yeah.
Tractor did good. I don't think we would have got in here without this thing, so I'm stoked.
Yeah, earning those San Pellegrinos.
Straight
Each of us have different riding styles. Some of the stuff that James has ridden so far, I've been like, there's no way I'd hike up there and ride that. But watching him ride them makes me want to like get up there and ride that too. No matter what, you're riding down a hill with your downhill bike, it's gonna be super fun. So you can't really go wrong.
We're gonna meet up with Tom in Clinton tomorrow morning. He's stoked to come up north and do some redneck shit. I'll be right there beside him.
So the contest didn't go as planned. Didn't get either of the runs that I wanted in qualifying, and it just completely didn't go how I wanted it to. So I'm stoked to just kind of put the slow bike away and do some downhill riding for a little while.
Okay, have a good time.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
I've never really been on a trip like this where we don't know what it's gonna be like. We just kind of have to make it work. It's not all about the riding, it's about the whole experience. So it should be pretty cool.
How you doing?
Waiting 10 minutes for the beer store to open and then we're getting out of here.
We're gonna check out this zone that the boys scoped out from across the Fraser, and we're gonna head across on apparently this sketchy little ferry where you can only fit like one vehicle on.
Just about to board the Big Bar ferry. Hopefully we fit on there, we're pretty long.
We're ditching the truck and trailer and taking the tractor because the road is just greased up. We're doing trailer drifts coming down here. This tractor can go anywhere. It's this little slope style truck. Oh yeah, we're in good shape so far here.
Wait. This is where the adventure begins now.
So we're here now. We're on top of the actual zone that we were looking at across from the other side of the river. Note if we came all this way for the goods or for nothing at all.
for lines that I can trick into, but I mean, it's so hard to find that stuff. So when you do find something like that, it's like amazing, because that's kind of what I want to do, is bring tricks into the big mountain, flipping in or whatever.
You guys good to go?
It's pretty cool to incorporate that with some big lines.
Okay, dropping in 5. Drop in 3, 2, 1, drop.
Should've known you were in, stuck in your web, caught me blind, locked me in, stuck in this bed, no way out, let it in, stuck in your head, won't be long, you're creeping in, stuck in your head, there's no way out, I see you creeping on me, yeah. There's no way out, sink your teeth right on me, yeah.
Dude, that was so fun. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, just like waves going out. Dude. Hell yeah. Well deserved. Thanks. Hey, buddy. Cheers. Now what do we have to do?
I think we got like a good 4-hour mission out of here, so pack up and slowly head out of here. Try and load the tracker before it gets dark.
Wow, where we at?
Ooh, we're between Williams Lake and Prince George. Somewhere on the side of the highway, still beside the Fraser River. Just making our way. We're about 20 minutes outside of town.
What's that, a PG?
Williams Lake. Today is a little loose schedule. We got some time to get some shots along the way. Right now we're in Prince George, my hometown. We've got Mr. PG here, who's the mascot of the town, to help promote the forestry industry. And what's cool about PG is it's kind of like a brother to Williams Lake.
The golf course, he's gonna hop in the Samurai over there and we're gonna try and hit him with a bunch of these balls. Should be pretty funny.
Our standard.
This was one of my first jobs. I kind of just grew up on the golf course. It's family owned, so I was out here all the time. Having followed the Fraser River this whole time and been hitting like deserty type zones through the Fraser Canyon, now we're going to be branching off the Fraser, going up into Sibola. We're going into a zone that nobody's been before, nobody's ridden. We're just trusting that we're gonna make the most of whatever we find, and it could be a total gold mine or it could be a total blowout, but that's the risk that we're taking. Just having that unknown element of what we're gonna get is what's driving us to go there. At 113K in. Pretty close now, it's getting dark, but We're almost at our choice of base camp for the zone.
Look at that. We made it. I didn't think we were ever gonna make it here. But we were finally in Sibola.
Oh, that's so sick! It's just pristine backcountry British Columbia. Picturesque, just what you imagine.
Morning, camera.
Basically being out here in Sibola now, like we're here, we're at the peak end of the trip, and there's been no photographer the whole time, so I figured like, okay, we're just not getting one, it's just not gonna work out, and that's just how it is. Last night at like 2 in the morning, just hear a truck roll into camp, and I was just like, I woke up and I was like all super out of it.
Can't believe it. Thought it was you.
A little late, but, you know. 2 in the morning arrival. I expected to be here around 9 or something like that, but you know how things go.
I didn't know who it was. I thought it was just a random, like, someone just showed up to the campsite. I was like half asleep. What's going on? Is that?
Baduya!
I was waiting for that laugh to ricochet through camp.
He made it. He brought us side by side with a trailer, and now we have a photographer for one of the sickest alpine segments that we'll have.
Good buddy's a Doerfling from, you know, way back since probably, 2000. Oh no, what am I talking about? 1990 something. We've been shooting together forever. I'm stoked to be here. You know, here we go.
Through the window in my empty room. Got your letter today.
Don't need coffee anymore. Finally try and make our way up Sibola. Just loading our gear up and getting everyone sorted, and then try and find our way up there. Kind of first glance at it, and we're all kind of freaking out. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. Might be just hot. Timeout. Bit of an overheat. Just gotta give it a timeout.
A little bit in there.
Inside my mind, I'll keep you out of the dark. You'll see.
Laughing.
From the point of driving into the zone, seeing it, and just starting to freak out, everyone's like partying in the broke down side by side, going up like, this is the sickest zone ever, to actually getting closer and being like, yes, it's like just smooth hills colored red.
Pretty blown away on the access. Like, we got up here in like half an hour. Game on now. Just gotta find stuff to ride.
Like, that's a mega descent.
Yeah,
It's got Doerfling written all over it.
Doerfling.
'Cause it's cold outside.
It just looks amazing to actually getting up there and hiking and just finding that it's just more like sloughed rock and boulders. We were just like peaking excitement and just like going down to like, oh no, no, no.
I mean, for me, I was always looking for like big descents, so unfortunately it's a little too rocky to be dropping into some of the big lines.
Like, you just find the good dirt, but then there's just like seems to be no transition or run out, or keep getting stumped on sections every time. Like, come over a bend, you're like, okay, please, 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 and it's like, oh, no run out.
I just want you here tonight.
it's been challenging for sure to find stuff that works, and it's almost like we've needed to reset what we're looking for and just simplify things. Just ride it as is. We're in the sickest zone. We just need to ride this stuff. Like, we don't need to find like the multi-hit feature that's gonna link up a couple tricks and a flow and berms. It's like, let's just ride this stuff and have fun on our mountain bikes and make the most of what we've come here for.
Well, we hoped that it was all gonna be like nice, just carving our way down the hill, but there's a lot of other stuff to ride around here. Just have to put a little bit more work in than we expected.
I think yesterday was like one of those exhausting days. All of our bodies and brains are pretty exhausted. We've only got a couple days left, but it's a couple days that we're gonna pack a lot of good stuff into.
It's oatmeal.
I thought you said you're gonna have French toast.
Sounds good, but oatmeal is easy.
Just a bunch of bros camped out in the bush doing some mountain biking.
Kind of saw some lines there. I was like, okay, yeah, we can maybe ride this, worst case. The dirt underneath the rocks is like the most insane dirt ever, and it's all moist and just perfect to pack.
Just keep smashing over every hurdle just to get to that successful line.
Yeah, today's good. A lot more excitement than the last couple days. Finding some stuff, and yeah, things are looking up.
The Alpine is not as easy as we all expected. As you can see, we got to do some digging to make this stuff rideable, but worth it because the background.
Lights here, nothing there. Dark here. I mean, the sky is just crazy, moody, moving around everywhere right now. It's moving so fast, like.
The freshest air you could breathe.
It's good.
It's freaking chilly out there already. My hand's still going.
Yeah.
I'll have to stick these down my pants for a bit there.
The twin engine mosquitoes that'll pick you right up pretty much. You could practically eat those things. There's so much meat on them, you know?
It is nice to just be out here in the middle of nowhere and just have no one around. We built a bunch of jumps and berms, and I'm stoked. I've always liked guns.
Little alpine skeet shoot. You need some earplugs, Norm?
Yeah, maybe. I can't hear. I got toilet paper in my ears because we're skeet shooting.
Shooting guns is fun.
We're gonna surprise the guys with a bunch of fireworks. We packed a full Pelican case all the way up here full of fireworks. And
I don't know how to open this thing.
No!
A bunch of lighters. Are you kidding me?
It's an alpine party.
Can I hold this thing?
No! Whoa! Really? Have a game plan in action for the next couple days and just hope that this weather holds up so we can just shoot this stuff and roll out with a successful alpine segment.
Okay, dropping in 5.
Trust me, man. Nugs.
That day was insane. It was just dead calm, sun was out, it's just perfect.
Fucking my lips are so chapped, it's burning.
The lines that we ride, like putting down first tracks, it's like the reward is really high to be out here doing this stuff for the first time.
A lot of highs and lows on this trip. The Fraser was awesome, and going to Sibola and exploring new zones and seeing what was out there was awesome, and just an all-around good trip. Some of the lines I rode were eye-openers for sure. I scared the shit out of myself, and I can't wait to do it some more.
There you go, man.
It's been really sick out here, just being in the middle of nowhere with everyone, and even though we had all those challenges, I'm stoked on how everything turned out.
This kind of trip and this whole experience encompasses what I love about mountain biking and being outside. We all have that need to explore, and that's why we're all having a good time, because ultimately we're doing what we love to do. So super grateful to have been out here and got to do all this with these guys, because it's been awesome.